First semi-final, all in cruisers, here we go. Meade's got away well on the outside, also Baxter. It's Owen Baxter in front, Bailey and Meade in 2. Then it's Anthony House in 3, Pi Riviere in 4. Mark Lewis and Theo Pope now coming through. Right out there in front, Baxter in front, from Meade, House, Pope. Those are the 4 at the minute, with Riviere in there, then Lewis, Theo, and Shepherd. So coming down the final straight now, your 4 qualifiers are going to be Baxter, Meade, House and Pope. Away we go then, the second semi-final for the cruisers. And it looks like Hedges is in there, so too is Smith. So it's Smith, Hedges, Geraldo and Burno, the 1, 2, 3, 4. As they go down that second straight. And it's Smith still out there in front. Hedges in 2. Geraldo and Burno with Warfield back in 5. Then it's Wilson, Fletcher and Carters are going into the final straight now. And into 4 qualifiers are going to be Smith. Then it's Hedges, Geraldo and Burno. First semi-final for the 8-year-olds now. Elsa Rendell toddlers away well, so too is Harrison Davis. And also in there, Ruben Livingstone, as well as Lucy Simpson. As they go into turn number 1 now, it's Elsa in front, Lucy in 2, Harrison in 3, Ruben Livingstone in 4. Then it looks like Oliver Kendall in 5. As they go past now, Lucy Simpson there. With Ruben Livingstone now on the outside. It's these 4 at the minute. Elsa Rendell Todd out there in front. Simpson in 2, Davis in 3. Oliver Kendall is trying to improve on that 5th spot. Ruben Livingstone just has it. He qualifies at Todd, Simpson, Davis and Livingstone. Away we go, we're down to 7 then. Stefanov's away well, Nelson's got away well, Granger and Trowbridge, those are the top 4 in a minute. Carl Summerfield in there as well in the 5 as they go into turn number 1. And it is Charlie Granger out there in front, Nelson's there in the 2. Trowbridge in 3, Stefanovs and Summerfield battling it out for 4 and 5. It's Granger out there in front, Nelson's there in the 2, Trowbridge in 3, Stefanovs 4, Summerfield with work to do if he's to make it. Into the last turn now, Granger here looking good, then it is Nelson, then Trowbridge, Stefanovs there in the 4. Semi-final number 3 is the 9-year-olds' first semi-final. And the 4.5, Kirkman out there in front, Samuel Day in there as well. And it's Kirkman, the early leader into turn number 1. Samuel Day is there in the 2. Also in the mix there will be Lewis Fletcher, and around the outside here comes the number 49 of Jake Warfield, and Oscar Alvarez is in there as well. He makes his way in the 4th spot. So Kirkman here looking good. Samuel Day is next as they go down into the final turn. And it's Kirkman out there in front. From Lewis Fletcher, Samuel Day, who's else going to make it? It's either going to be Alvarez or Esselmont. Oh, it's close to 4. Semi-final number 4, and it's Ewan Monday out there in front in this one. Going in the 2nd spot, Max Dodman and Pistol Patton up the inside now making up ground, and he takes the lead. So Patton is out there in front, Monday is there in the 2. Then it looks like Harrison Collins is up in the 4th. Ruben Smith and Ike Dooley trying to improve on their position if they're to make it through to the main final. So it is out there in front, Pistol Patton. Monday's there in the 2. Collins is there in the 3. And it looks like joining them will be Max Dubman in 4. As we got out there in front, it looks like one of the green plates. Oh, Ned Penny. He's your leader. From in 2nd place, Oscar Simpson. In 3rd, the 9.5 of Craig Kemp. Then we've got Billy Brown back in 4, and these are 4 that are going to make it because the others are going to improve. It looks like Nick Penny is out there in front. Simpson, Brown and Kent, and not necessarily in that order, are also going to make it. Okay, goes down the 2nd semi-final for the 10-year-olds. Flavel's got away well. Davis is in there with Miller and also Dupree. So these are the 4 going into turn number 1 at the minute. As it's Claymore out there in front. Davis is there in the 2. Bailey Miller's up in the 3. And then we've got the 7.5 of Josh Dupree's in 4. Who's there in the 5 trying to improve? That's Adam Sweetman. But at the minute, looking good to go through. It's Sonny Flavel from Bailey Miller. Then it's Max Davis. And then it'll be Joshua Dupree. These 4 are going through. So semi-final for the 11-year-olds. Here we go, Craig away well, also on his outside was Johnson. There's Chris Johnson out there in front, Lucas Craig is there in the 2. Also Dylan Merritt trying to pick up a place or 2 as well as Lucas Craig and 31 Ryan Barnes. So it's Craig out there in front, Merritt is there in the 2, Johnson down to 3. And Finley Jackson trying to improve as well. So the 4 qualifiers are going to be Craig, then it's Merritt. Who else is going through? Satchel come from nowhere, and Johnson. 11-year-old second semi-final. Rocco Dove away well, so too is Casey Markey. And on the outside line, Geordie Hart. So it's Rocco Dove out there in front, Markey's there in the 2, Geordie Hart's there in the 3, who's out in the 4, it looks like Daniel Howes. So as they come past me now, it's Dove, Markey, Hart and Howes. With Robert Head back next in 5th as they come down the final straight. Your qualifiers are going to be Casey Markey, Rocco Dove, Geordie Hart and Daniel Howes. 13-year-olds, here we go. Theo Pope got off to a good start. Sullivan's in there with him. And also Ashley Rogers and Dan Pearce is in the 4th spot at the minute. It can all change though, but Pope is out there in front looking good. From Sullivan there in the 2. Ashley Rogers is there in the 3. Dan Pearce in 4. They're clearing out with Jay Wallace and Daniel Alvarez as they come into the final turn and straight now. And it is Pope out there in front. Sullivan in 2. Rogers in 3. Is Pearce going to hang on for the 4? Is Alfie J. Wallace going to come after him? Pearce is going to make it in 4. 13-year-olds, here we go, their second semi-final. And your early leader looks like Morgan Wiley. With on his outside in there, Sam Penny. As they go into turn number 1 now. And it is Morgan Wiley, the leader. From 2nd place, Sam Penny. In 3rd is Oscar Ricketts. 4, Alec Monday. And then in the 5th spot, coming into the final turn now, and it looks like Morgan Whiteley here looking good. He's coming through along with Sam Penny and Oscar Ricketts, and joining them will be Alec Monday. First semi-final for the 15-year-olds, Bodman away well, so too in the mix for those top places. Looks like Congatong, so it's Bodman out there in front, Congatong's up in the 2. Penny's in 3, Evan Watson trying to move out in the 4. Then we've got Nathan Rogers in 5, but he's close enough. And he's going up the inside of Watson here. And the battle's on for that 4th spot. They're coming down the final straight now. Bodman, Congatong and Penny are going through. And it looks like Evan Watson's joined them in 4th. Away they go for the 15-year-olds first semi-final. Keegan Sharp is sharpest of all. He's out there in front. Connor Hedges is down in the 2. He's looking back down the field. Josh Werner coming around the outside there. He's trying to get into that 4th spot. Jason Daly, he's there in 4. Werner's got that 4th spot off of Zach Rogers. So out there in front, it is Keegan Sharp from in 2nd spot. That looks like Connor Hedges. Then we've got Jason Daly. Is Josh Werner going to make it, or is Zach Rogers going to finish? No, Werner goes through in 4th. First semi-final for the vets, and it looks like Craig Hughes was away well. Kift is away well too. Christie's there in the 3rd spot as they go into turn number 1. It is Christian Kift out there in front. Going the 2 spot, that's Craig Hughes. Then we've got James Christie, and then Mike Banks and A.D. Martin, Stuart Catford all battling out for that final spot. Who's going to go through? It looks at the minute as if Kift and Hughes are looking good, and so too is Christie. Down the final straight, the qualifiers are Kift, Hughes, Christie. Is Mike going to hang on from Catford? Mike Banks makes it, Catford gets 5th, and A.D. Martin still. There we go in the final semi, and it's Parker who's got away well. Davis has gone with him with 2, and Chico Hook on the outside in there as well, going for 3rd spot. So out there in front is Parker, Davis. Also looking good is Chico Hook. Now the battle's on for 4th and 5th, and it's the 3.5 of Tony Phillips in another minute from Paul Terry. Coming down the final straight now. And it's Parker who's going to go through along with Davis, Cook and Tony Phillips Pittman.